Hey guys, this is the Imaginate here today to bring you my review of this week's Naruto manga chapter 683. Now I know a lot, like after reading the chapter during my live reaction video, not a lot of things happened in this week's chapter. I mean, we only got like what I think Obito's resolved, and well, in my personal opinion, Obito's resolved. We also have the rise of Hagoromo, the Sage Six Paths in the outside world, and pretty much Naruto's clone being overwhelmed by Kaguya's powers, if you may will, or her control over nature. So, I mean, there's still little things I like and little things I dislike. So, basically, the first thing I liked about chapter was again the pretty much Kaguya's abilities, her feats, her power as a character. I mean, oh my goodness! I mean, she's controlling nature. She's having Naruto's clone and pretty much in a hard, tight spot. And it's like the clone can't do nothing because, again, how you stop something that can control nature? And Sasuke's still in a different desert-like dimension, apparently. And he did everything he could to get out of the dimension, but apparently it fails. Like, as you can see, he was pretty much exhausted. He was sweating. He's like, darn it, I'm trying to get out of this dimension, but I just can't do it. And Kage again using, I think it was revealed in this chapter too that her abilities are actually space-time jutsu, well, space-time techniques, kind of like same thing with like Minato is well known for, and similar than Obito's Kamui. So I think that was pretty nice that it's actually revealed of what category her abilities are in the Shinobi world, even though she exists prior to the Sage Six Paths knowing ninjutsu basically, or I should say, yeah, the prior to when ninjutsu started. There we go. So yeah, like that, like Kaguya's power. That's the first thing. The second thing I like was Obito's resolve. After Naruto, like chapters ago, was trying to do his thing and see the goodness in Obito. Well, Naruto. We already know Naruto. He has the ability to see the good in people, and then once that character realizes that he or she did something wrong, extremely wrong, they pretty much revert to a very helpful and strong good person in the long run, because that's what mainly main characters do apparently. That's what they do. They see the good in them, and then they keep pushing them until the point where they said, budget, you got me beat. I'll stop doing this, and I'll just keep on. I'll be a very helpful resource for you later on down the road. So basically, it was kind of like that. And Obito's now realizing what Naruto said to him, and he's putting that to account, and now he's prepared to risk his life. Also, what's important to note was that since it's Kaguya's dimension, he says, Obito states that someone needs an immense chakra, I guess, in order to I didn't get the whole concept of it, but pretty much maintain their existence, I guess, in that dimension, because the dimension is like their chakra, apparently, or maybe it's like the Kamui, like I'm not too sure. I mean, Kamui should be an easy feat to pull off, but I think it has to do more with the dimension itself. Because again, this is Kaguya's dimension, that she's God, she's the God goddess. I think that was right, or I say the Queen Goddess, or basically no, overall goddess. And so yeah, that's like the second thing I like about this week's chapter, and also the third thing I like about the chapter was Hagoromo rising up in the outside world after many centuries or years or or how many, basically centuries. I'll say centuries, and like he gets in contact with his son's predecessor Hashirama and the other Hokages. So I really like that. And I think that scene right there, that particular panel scene, will play a big role in stopping Kaguya. Because again, I mean, that's the only person that's right near Kaguya's level is Hagoromo. I mean, he's Kaguya's son. So I think he will probably do some help Naruto and Sasuke out the dimension. Maybe he might arrive as the other Kages will approach. So I should say that during after this chapter, after thoughts of the chapter overall. But yeah, that's basically the only two things I like about this chapter. And there was nothing I really dislike. I mean, there are things I noticed here and there that Sakura will be again useful as she always been. I mean, I believe she's always been a useful character, and she'll once again show us that she is indeed she can be a useful character when the time is required and being one. So she's going to use the Hagu again. I think it's called the Hagu. I think it's Hagugen. I think it's Hagu. It's something along the lines. And like the seal thing she has, the Yin seal, and she's going to use that in order to get Obito enough chakra in order to activate the Kimui and try to maintain in that dimension. So yeah, no predict. Actually, I actually have one just like I'll say when it came to this whole chapter, I think it was like very slow. I think it felt like this like it's not really a strong story, not strong, a pretty much not good story progression. I mean, like it's very slow story progression, I should say, overall. And it was like a lot of talking. There was a little bit of action here and there, but it was the majority of the chapter was mainly them talking of how they want to save Sasuke, well, get Sasuke out of that dimension. Okay, so now going to the speculations, like my future thoughts in the next week's chapter and so on and so forth. Yeah, so I think what's going to happen is that Sakura's going to use her Yin Seal to basically give Obito the nunchakra he needs in order to activate Kenwi and go into the dimension in order to retrieve Sasuke. And I think after that, we might see another Kage's, feats of what she's been doing, maybe something entirely different. And I can see the other Hokages like approaching using Hagoromo as a resource to get into the battlefield. Because I think they're gonna get there eventually once they know what's going on. And I think they're gonna hear that they're gonna get that information for Hagoromo, honestly. Because Hagoromo was inside Naruto a couple of chapters ago, so he pretty much knows, or assuming knows a little bit what's going on at least. So let's see what else. I think that's it, guys. Yeah, I think that's what I think is going to happen in the next chapter. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. Give it a like if you like the review. Comment down below of what your future speculations are basically in the next chapter or future chapters that's yet to come. And also subscribe to my channel, The Imagineer, for more manga chapter reviews, anime discussions, and many more. And as always, guys, this is The Imagineer. I hope you guys have a great day. Peace.